Hi everyone and welcome back to Evocative Scents once again. Today's video is going to be different. Instead of doing the usual top 5 and top 10, this time the video is more focused on just one brand, and it's Ahmed Al Maghribi. Their fragrances are of high quality and well blended. Most of their fragrances come at a relatively affordable price point, and most often than not they have a really good performance. This list contains some excellent gems, and some of the fragrances I have done a complete review on my channel, and if you are interested I would highly recommend you to watch the full review videos. And if you are new to this channel and love these kind of videos or any fragrance related content, do consider subscribing to this channel and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on my new videos. And one last thing before I start the video, this list is mostly based upon my opinion and your ranking can totally differ from my rankings. And there are some fragrances I would have loved to feature in this video, but since I do not have the full bottle and only have the decant, and that's why they are not featured in this video, like some excellent fragrances like Mani and Merge. So without any further delay, let's start the video. At number 10, I have decided to keep the Frost Ice. If you like Paco Rabanne Invictus or Invictus Aqua DNA or the Rasasi Havas, then you can consider it as a cheaper alternative to them. If you like fresh, sweet, slightly spicy and aquatic fragrances and get lot of compliments, then you can consider this fragrance. The performance is just okay here, not the strongest in this list. Will get you around 4 to 5 hours of longevity with decent 1 hour of projection. And yes, I find it very different from the Rasasi Havas Ice, so I don't consider it as an alternative of that fragrance at least. Personally, I am not a great admirer of the Invictus DNA and I do not find them to be too interesting, and that is the reason for this being at number 10 on this list. The 9th fragrance on this list is quite a new release from this house. It is the Milior. I don't know if I am getting this name correctly or not, but this one is a very interesting fragrance. There is the beautiful neroli along with lots of white florals, little bit of sweetness and little bit of powderiness in it, and there is some fruity aspect at the top as well. I consider this as a unisex fragrance but slightly leaning towards the feminine side. An excellent fragrance to consider for the spring and early summers. If you like fresh, clean, fruity, little bit powdery with some white florals and little bit of sweetness in it, you can expect it to last for around 6 to 8 hours. The projection will be there for 1.5 hours, but the projection will be a little bit on the softer side. At number 8, I have decided to keep 2 fragrances on this list. The first one being the Royal Wood, which I have done a complete video about recently. This is a great alternative to the Tom Ford's Oud Wood and is only let down by its performance. Just like the original, it is also not a very long lasting fragrance, but the scent quality is too good to be ignored. A fantastic woody fragrance with little bit of sandalwood and little bit of rosewood in it, with the sweetness underneath its woody nuances. A great perfume to consider for the formal occasions, especially in the winter and fall. And once again, I would highly recommend you to check the full video out. The second 8th fragrance on this list is Aqua Oud. Ideally, I should have kept this on the number 7 on this list, but since I am doing a top 10 video, I couldn't fit it anywhere else in this list. And now about the smell, this is a fantastic alternative to the Acqua di Gio Profumo by the Giorgio Armani, which is now discontinued by the way. But this is not exactly a one-to-one copy of that. It has its differences, especially in the dry down. The opening is very aquatic, almost like a salty sea breeze, with some aromatic spices mixed with it, and then in the dry down it becomes woody and musky in nature. But I absolutely do not get any oud in this. The performance is very good considering this is a fresh fragrance. You will get around 5 to 6 hours of longevity with decent 1 to 2 hours of projection. This is extremely versatile in nature, can be worn all year round, and especially a great option for the summers. And the scent profile is absolutely a timeless classic. And now on to the 7th fragrance of this list. And from here on, the fragrances will be a lot stronger and will be a little more unique as well. This is the new release called Oak Lock. This is a very fresh and sweet fragrance. It has a very sparkling and fizzy opening with prominent apple note with lot of vanilla in the base. The lavender is also evident from the beginning. This perfume reminds me a little bit of Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Coral Fantasy, as well as little bit of Afnan 9 PM, but it is still different from those two. This fragrance absolutely needs a complete review, and this is going to pull a lot of compliments because it has fantastic performance to go along with it. Again, I am testing this fragrance right now, but the early signs show that it can easily last up to 7+ hours. And now on to the sixth fragrance of this list, and this is the Summer Oud. This fragrance is of very high quality, almost niche quality for sure, and easily much better than many designer fragrances for sure. The main player of this fragrance are saffron and rose. There is little bit of fruity citruses at the beginning. You will also get some incense notes with little bit of powderiness as well. This one is very strong in terms of performance, and I would not recommend you to go for more than 3 sprays. But this one is on the expensive side because it comes at 60 ml. And I would not suggest you to blind buy this fragrance. It is best suited for special occasions and is perfectly unisex in my opinion. And now on to the fifth fragrance of this list, and it is perhaps the most popular Ahmed Maghribi fragrance, and it is the Blue Oud. Little dark with little bit of lavender with some amount of incense notes. There is also a strong leather note in the beginning which makes it quite unique. Though it is dark, it is not animalic by nature. Strong projection coupled with good longevity along with a good price point makes this one of the best Ahmed Maghribi fragrance out there. Check out my full review and I would highly suggest you to try this one out. And yes, you should get around 6 to 7 hours of longevity. The fourth fragrance on this list is the Ignite Oud. I also find this fragrance to be very different, and it can be a quite unusual combination for some people as well. Once again, there is a dark leathery opening, but for a change this time it is accompanied by green elements. Geranium along with patchouli mixed with leather, it makes it a very dark and green fragrance. But despite being dark, there is a minty freshness in the opening due to the geranium. There is lot of woodiness in the fragrance that comes through, but that woody accord has a green edge to it, and also there is a smoky background to this fragrance. Once again, very unique fragrance and very good performance, but this one doesn't have the performance of the Summer Oud. And in my opinion, this cologne is an excellent option during the rains. Once again, this can be quite polarizing in nature. I would highly suggest you to try this fragrance before considering a full purchase. The third fragrance of this list is the Zeleny. Before moving on to the heavy hitters, once again, this fantastic fruity fragrance had to appear. A very refreshing fruity fragrance that is perfect for spring and summer, and along with it comes very good performance. And what more could you have asked for? This one is certainly a compliment puller and very mass appealing in nature, and yet very unique in terms of smell. The star note of this fragrance is the passion fruit, and it almost smells like a guava. This fragrance comes at a very good price point and one of the easier ones to recommend. This fragrance kind of has a tropical and relaxing feel to it. If you want a cologne for the summer vacation, then this is it. Now choosing between the second and first was little difficult, but I went with Bombay Oud for the second fragrance of this list. This is a beautiful sandalwood fragrance that is more suited for mature people, and this certainly leans towards the masculine side. There is oud in this fragrance for sure, but it is very well blended and is very smooth. It is not barnyardish in nature, nor is it animalic. This one has a typical Middle Eastern scent DNA to it, but it is highly refined in nature. This one again has got very good longevity, but I feel that the projection is a bit on the softer side. And finally onto the number 1 fragrance of this list, and it may not be surprising at all because it is the Bin Sheikh. Perhaps this is their flagship fragrance. This will certainly remind you of Oud for greatness from the Initio Perfumes, along with lot of sugariness, little bit like the Baccarat Rouge 540. If you want to smell expensive, this one is just for you. A fragrance for the special occasions and nearly beast mode performance makes this their best fragrance in my humble opinion. If you were looking to buy Latafa Oud for glory, then you should consider this. This isn't just another whole level. Beautiful presentation, 8+ hours longevity on clothes, but one thing you have to be careful, it has that typical oud note. It is slightly pungent in nature, it is barnyardish in nature, slightly acidic as well, but that is well balanced out by the saffron along with a little bit of sugary elements. If you know and like oud based fragrance, this is right up in your alley. If you like this video, hit that like button, and what changes you would have made in this ranking list. Do share your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you like these kind of videos, do show your support by hitting that like button. And if you are new to this channel, do consider subscribing to this channel as well, because it really means a lot to me. So that's it for today's video. I will meet you next time.